Good morning to everyone tuning in. I am Captain Aaron Brown, your Master of Ceremonies for this morning, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us on a very special day for Air Force Global Strike Command as we unveil STRIKEWERX. In order to maintain social distancing measures, we are hosting this ribbon-cutting event virtually. These are unconventional times that require innovative solutions, and that speaks to the heart of what STRIKEWERX, our new innovation hub, is all about. Today you will hear comments in person from General Timothy Ray, Commander of Air Force Global Strike Command, and Craig SPOHN, Executive Director of the Cyber Innovation Center. You will also hear special video messages from Congressman Mike Johnson, Senator Bill Cassidy, and Governor John Bell Edwards. Also in attendance are Dr. Donna Sentif, Air Force Global Strike Command Chief Scientist, Dr. Leslie Geis, President of Louisiana Tech University, Dr. John George, President and CEO of Building Our Region's Future, Mike Stanberry, President and CEO of Metro Aviation, Murray Visor, President and Chief Operating Officer of Barksdale Ford Incorporated, and John Atkins, Principal and Partner for ADCO Investment Company, LLC. Here to launch this event is Mr. Craig SPOHN, Executive Director of the Cyber Innovation Center. Mr. SPOHN has worked in the information technology field for 39 years and has experience in international, commercial, and federal government markets. In 2007, Mr. SPOHN was named the Executive Director of the Cyber Innovation Center. Before serving as Executive Director of the CIC, Mr. SPOHN was the Science Applications International Corporation, where he served as Vice President for Middle East Business and coordinated SAIC's Saudi Arabian business as General Manager of the Saudi joint venture. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Craig SPOHN.
Thank you, Captain. Welcome to our small group of distinguished visitors who are able to attend our virtual ribbon cutting in this social distancing era. Also, welcome to our future customers and consumers who we've been able to bring together via social media and other new collaborative technology and tools. In April of this year, we marked the Cyber Innovation Center's 10th anniversary. Today is a celebration of effort over those past 10 years to bring a space like this into existence. Over that period of time, we've strived to build a transformative change in Northwest Louisiana to improve the quality of life for all the members of our community. We've created over 1,600 permanent cyber jobs. That's greater than the entire oil and gas extraction sector in Bossier Parish. Over $100 million in annual household earnings from cyber jobs. That's larger than our finance and insurance sector. This has been a deliberate effort to create these jobs, working with Louisiana Tech University, Bossier Parish Community College, Grambling State University, Louisiana State University of Shreveport, to create STEM and cyber degree programs and certificates to develop a local workforce, to support Air Force Global Strike Command software and data information and technology needs. This new state-of-the-art facility outside of Barksdale Air Force Base will allow us to connect with local businesses, entrepreneurs, academics with Air Force Global Strike Headquarters. It's a walk-in innovation hub to facilitate solutions to challenges General Ray faces as Commander of Air Force Global Strike Command and the U.S. Strategic Command Joint Force Air Component Commander. On the walls of the Innovation Center, you'll see pictures of some of the most innovative pioneers in our nation's history, not all of whom have a military background. You'll be familiar with the Doolittle Raiders photo taken from the deck of the USS Hornet and the Wright brothers' flight at Kitty Hawk. But today I'll touch on the father of rocketry. Dr. Robert Goddard was a physics professor in academia. In 1916, he was working on spacelift experiments sponsored by the Smithsonian Institute and the National Geographic Society. As the U.S. entered World War I in 1917, Goddard made proposals to the U.S. Army to transition his theories of a tube-fired rocket into what became today's bazooka. Two of his 214 patents, the multi-stage rocket and the liquid-fueled rocket, created the foundation for the theory of modern-day spaceflight, paving the way for today's ICBMs. Dr. Goddard is an important inspiration to the innovation of academia, business, and government, which we see occurring within these walls. Tomorrow's Innovation Center, taking place within the hub, will build on Goddard, Doolittle, and the Wright brothers and improve on lethality and readiness for the nation's long-range strike force, including the bomber and intercontinental ballistic missiles legs of the triad and associated nuclear command and control infrastructure of these forces. While we're a brick-and-mortar storefront to the local solution providers, we're a virtual connection to the nation for business and education sectors to provide solutions to Air Force Global Strike's challenges. We will transition these technologies, knowledge, and expertise from the commercial world and apply them to General Ray's mission set. I'd like to thank quite a few folks. You're going to hear thanks added to mine from some folks here on recorded feeds here shortly. But I'd particularly like to thank the Air Force Global Strike ST Office, Chief Scientist Dr. Senef and Dr. Tony Carver for their work in making all this possible. They've been working tirelessly with retired colonels Jeff Bean and Russ Mathers to bring all this about. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my friend and partner in all of these things, Dr. Les Geis, president of Louisiana Tech, who has been a part of this effort since its beginning. It's good to see all of you that are here join with us today. Thank you very much. I thank you for your interest in our hub, and I look forward to working with all of you to solve the most difficult problems facing Air Force Global Strike Command. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. SPOHN. Our next presentation is a special video message from Congressman Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is the U.S. Representative for Louisiana's 4th Congressional District. He took office in 2016 and is chairman of the Conservative House Republican Study Committee. He previously served as a representative in the Louisiana House of Representatives for District 8 in Bossier Parish. And now, Congressman Johnson.
Hi everyone, Congressman Mike Johnson here. Although we can't be together today in person, it's really an honor to be a part of this virtual ribbon cutting for the new STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub. You know, it's been a long road, and it's really great to see all those years of hard work finally come together to make this Innovation Hub a reality. It's truly a testament to the dedication and the patriotism of so many of you that are involved in this today. The STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub's mission is to foster innovation and collaboration for the Air Force Global Strike Command, and that work is so critically important. It'll take place here, and it'll be the key to maintaining the global supremacy of the bomber and the intercontinental ballistic missile legs of our nation's nuclear triad. One of the most exciting aspects of this project is this walk-in hub at the Cyber Innovation Center. We're going to have the brightest minds from business and academia that will come together with General Ray and his team to solve the greatest challenges facing our military. The strategies developed in this facility right here in Bossier City are going to help maintain the strength of both our armed forces and our nation as a whole. And we are so thankful about that. Nations across the globe will be looking at the innovative work we do right here in Northwest Louisiana, and that's something that should make everyone who played a part in this really, really proud. You just think about that. Our community is going to be involved and be an integral part of maintaining what President Reagan used to say so well, peace through strength. This is truly a special day for our community, and I'm just honored to be a part of this ribbon cutting. Thank you again, and may God bless all of you for the work that you've done as he blesses and protects our brave men and women in uniform who fight every day to maintain our freedom. God bless.
Thank you, Congressman Johnson. It is now my pleasure to introduce a special message from Senator Bill Cassidy. Senator Cassidy is a United States Senator for Louisiana. In 2006, Senator Cassidy was elected to the Louisiana State Senate. In 2008, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives to represent Louisiana's 6th Congressional District. Then, in 2014, he was elected to the U.S. Senate. He serves on the Finance Committee, the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, the Energy and Natural Resources Committee, and the Veterans Affairs Committee. And now, a message from Senator Cassidy.
U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy here, wishing that we were together to cut the ribbon at STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub. But the important thing is the project has completed. The Innovation Hub will have direct access to Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana Tech, and to LSU Shreveport. STRIKEWERX will foster collaboration between businesses, startup, the academic centers we just described, to produce first-class innovation for nuclear and global strike proficiency of the Air Force Global Strike Command. These public and private partnerships will allow the United States to soar above and beyond other nations when it comes to nuclear modernization and military strength. Recognizing how important this was for both our nation's defense as well as for Northwest Louisiana, my office has worked closely with the Cyber Innovation Center in Bossier City and at Barksdale Air Force Base to secure $75 million in Air Force research and development funding for this strike command. The funding has been applied to nuclear modernization requirements and analysis, as well as the development of the Nuclear Command, Control, and Communications Architecture, or as I have learned to say, the NC3. The Partnership Intermediary Agreement between the Cyber Innovation Center and the Air Force Global Strike Command will accelerate the development of new technologies to solve the command's biggest challenges. And the opening of the STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub will provide General Tim Ray with innovative solutions to complex problems that he and the command have and will encounter in the 21st century through cost-effective and modern concepts. Congratulations on the opening. I'm looking forward to all the great things this hub will accomplish. Thank you all for service to country and for service to community.
Thank you for your comments, Senator Cassidy. Now I am honored to present a recorded message from our Governor, John Bell Edwards. Governor Edwards is the 56th governor of Louisiana. Currently in his second term, he was elected in 2016, having previously served as the Democratic leader of the Louisiana House of Representatives for 2 terms. In 1988, Governor Edwards received a bachelor's degree in engineering from the United States Military Academy and served in the U.S. Army for 8 years. Please welcome Governor John Bell Edwards.
Good morning. I wish I could be there in person for the STRIKEWERX ribbon cutting, but I'm happy to share this great day with you virtually. Barksdale Air Force Base is vital to this corner of the state. As the major employer for the Shreveport-Bossier area, anything that strengthens its ties to the area is good news. STRIKEWERX is a mechanism that will allow the community to have a hand in not only strengthening itself, but strengthening the entire nation. As a veteran myself, I understand the importance of a strong military. The new I-20-220 gate to Barksdale is an example of the state's commitment to our military in this region. This new entrance will allow next-door access to the National Cyber Research Park and the facilities within, like the Cyber Innovation Center and Louisiana Tech Research Institute. STRIKEWERX will help find solutions that make Air Force Global Strike Command and the entire Air Force more innovative. This type of collaboration and innovative thinking that will take place in STRIKEWERX will inspire airmen to think like startups and entrepreneurs. That type of thinking is vital to their future success when they leave the Air Force and enter the workforce, especially with a successful entrepreneurial ecosystem like we have here in North Louisiana. Furthermore, the STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub is a symbol that Louisiana is a place of innovation. Located in the Cyber Innovation Center at the National Cyber Research Park in Bossier City, STRIKEWERX continues the trend of progressive thinking and new industry comprising the I-20 corridor. That corridor begins here in the Shreveport-Bossier area and continues east through Monroe and Ruston, and was formed by the combined efforts of the state of Louisiana, Bossier City, Bossier Parish, with the establishment of the National Cyber Research Park. This cyber corridor boosts North Louisiana's economy and thus the state's economy. The new technology sector is growing in Louisiana, and it will be a key part of Louisiana's continued economic recovery during these trying times for our state and for our nation. And that's thanks not only to master planning, but to having the discipline to follow that master plan for the last decade. The solutions that come out of STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub between industry, academia, and airmen will help further those economic wins for the region, the state, and the nation. So thank you again for allowing me to be with you virtually for your ribbon cutting. I can't wait to visit in person and doing it soon. God bless and congratulations.
Thank you, Governor Edwards. And now we come to our keynote speaker, General Timothy Ray. General Ray is the commander of Air Force Global Strike Command and Air Force's Strategic Air under U.S. Strategic Command. General Ray earned his commission from the United States Air Force Academy in 1985. He completed undergraduate pilot training and has held operational flying assignments in the T-38 and B-52, serving as an instructor, evaluator pilot, and squadron commander. He has also flown the B-1 and commanded the 7th Bomb Wing at Dyess Air Force Base, Texas. General Ray has held various staff assignments at the Major Command, Headquarters U.S. Air Force, and Combatant Command levels, as well as served as Commanding General, NATO Air Training Command, Afghanistan, NATO Training Mission, Afghanistan, Combined Security Transition Command, Afghanistan, and Commander of the 438th Air Expeditionary Wing, Kabul, Afghanistan. Sir, the floor is yours.
Well, I have been waiting for this day for quite a long time. Let me just start off by saying thanks to Governor Edwards, to Senator Cassidy, to Representative Johnson, and for the teammates that I have here. Dr. SPOHN, it's great to have you as a teammate. As I look around the room, we've got great teammates at LTRI. Dr. Geis will tell a great story about the teamwork that we've had here in just a second. Mr. Stanbury, a great teammate that we're getting some pretty interesting solutions already. And of course, our civic leaders. We've got Dr. George here with BRF, so great teammates all with John Atkins and of course Murray Visor, the ageless and timeless one who's always there helping the folks at Barksdale. So let me give a shout out real quick to two rock stars. And the two rock stars I think have already been identified. That's Dr. Seneff and Tony Carver. This has been them actually working out an idea. I didn't give them the guidance to build STRIKEWERX, but I wanted to connect to it, and they ran with it, and this is absolutely fantastic. So we've got great support doing some amazing things, and I look forward to what this is going to do. Let me tell you a quick story. When you go into the room later, you'll see a picture of Hap Arnold. And Hap Arnold, if you go way back into the original, Wright brothers story, you'll find that he was one of their first students. And so he was there at the very beginning. And he realized where this was going to take the United States military and where it's going to take America. And so as he worked his way through the ranks, he later became what we would call the father of the modern Air Force. And he was there leading our Air Force during World War II. And he was doing something a little unconventional in that he began to court the academics. He began to court industry. And he began to bring people in. And General Marshall asked him, what are you doing with those people? And some of his colleagues said, what are you doing hanging out with those, quote, long hairs? And he was very quick to reply, we have to be very serious about thinking about tomorrow. And these people can solve problems faster than we can. They're better engineers and they have better ideas than those that we have in the military. And that relationship has built the foundation of our modern Air Force. Let me just tell you a quick story about how we've operated here under COVID. We as a command were very aggressive in thinking about this problem, and we understood that we needed to do some better thinking about what was going on around us. We teamed with Louisiana Tech, and they began to help us with the modeling of what was happening. And we, for all of our bases in Global Strike Command, had unprecedented commanding insights of what the virus was doing outside our gates. And so each of our commanders had just a fantastic set of insights and data that could tell them exactly what they needed to do. And we were able to, as a command, absolutely write the playbook for how the Air Force was going to handle COVID. We've received high praise from our chief and secretary and from the chairman and the SecDef about how well this command was such a critical mission. The nuclear triad, our two legs, performed brilliantly throughout COVID. It never faltered, it never failed, but it was absolutely aided by the data analytics of our teammates at Louisiana Tech. So that was huge, and now I think we're helping 50 to 60 some odd bases around the Air Force with the model that we set. I believe there's more chapters like that we can write. So here's my vision for how STRIKEWERX will operate. We as a very small command, but with a huge mission set, know that we're going to have to think about things differently. We are going to have to move faster. And in our enterprise, that's typically been painted with a fairly conservative, slow-moving brush. And what we're able to see now is a chance to come up with great ideas and scale them very quickly across our command. And I can't tell you how pleased I am with how fast this has taken off inside our Global Strike Command. So our idea is to come into this facility with a clear picture of the gaps and the things that we need closed. Now there's a million bright ideas and there's a lot of things happening out there, and our little staff can't sort through every single one of them, but we want to transmit to the outside world where we need help, and to create that forum where we can have smart people come in and help us solve problems quickly. And right now we've got this ecosystem for innovation that we're building. The wings across the command are doing fantastic work. I'm very impressed. I think they have well over a dozen small business innovation research contracts, and we here at the command have about 9 or 10 that we're working on. But we believe that this is a great way to bring in better ideas, faster funding, and better solutions across the command. And we see clearly the chance for 1 or 2 basis ideas to come in, get developed, and then scale across the command. And as we've seen with the modeling, the ability to scale across the Air Force. So I'm super excited about this. I've seen some of the pictures. This is a fantastic facility. Dr. SPOHN, great to have this facility and what you guys have been doing. You guys have been pounding on this for years, and so I think this is really the culmination of a lot of great things. So I'm deeply appreciative of all your help, and certainly Dr. Seneff and Tony Carver, wherever you are in the room, there you are. Just there's a big S on your chest for Superman. So thanks for all the work you did. It's fun, isn't it? All right. So without further ado, I'm going to cut this ribbon, and then we'll close it out. Back here. Here we go.
Thank you, General Ray. With the ribbon cut, STRIKEWERX is now officially open for business. The command would like to extend a warm thank you to our special guest and everybody who was able to join us this morning. For those attending on the live stream, this concludes today's event, but please stay tuned for a video tour of the STRIKEWERX facility. Thank you, and have a wonderful Air Force Day.
Innovation is a source of pride for the Air Force. Built into the DNA of Air Force Global Strike Command, that spirit of innovation requires a dedicated focus. STRIKEWERX takes that spirit and pilots innovation by leveraging non-traditional methods and inspiring an entrepreneurial mindset among Global Strike Airmen. STRIKEWERX Innovation Hub allows airmen's ideas to become reality. The same spirit of innovation that drove the Wright brothers to take flight will be the one that drives Air Force Global Strike Command forward. We help support Air Force Global Strike Command's drive for innovation by providing the ability to discover, assess, and deliver solutions for strikers across the command. We provide a new opportunity to engage with industry and relay Air Force Global Strike Command's needs to those who can solve them. STRIKEWERX. Innovation, collaboration, realization.